This is Political Science 111, E59, E-Learning, Bucks County Community College. I'm John Deal, the instructor of that class, and this is November the 10th in the early morning hours. I hope everybody's having a good week. Last week was a fairly successful one for most of the students in the class. Good to see that. This week we have a lot of activities that have to do with Congress, and I want to talk about those, and I also want to mention a couple points about your last paper that you'll be doing. Originally, the module for this week had a connection to Congress that detailed how a bill becomes a law and the various procedures in Congress. And the link there was broken. The Congress changed that setup. So I removed that from the module and I put in another Patterson lecture. So that's why that disappeared from the module. If you had looked at it earlier, that it was deliberately taken out. I wanted to mention a couple things about last week. There was some confusion on what interest group liberalism is, and that is where the interest groups are at liberty to be very influential. Look at it that way. It means that the system is skewed very heavily towards the interest groups getting their way. Particular groups often get what they want at the expense of the general population. That's what interest group liberalism is about. The Fairness Doctrine was a law that said that media outlets like radio and television had to give equal time to opposing viewpoints. The Fairness Doctrine was rescinded because with the invention of internet and cable television, that there are so many outlets now that there's not a scarcity of places to go to view and watch and listen to these things. So Congress removed the Fairness Doctrine from the setup. Now, I want to tell you that in Europe, there are countries there, particularly Great Britain, where the Fairness Doctrine is still in effect. And I'm just throw that out there for you, that it is possible to function without a Fairness Doctrine in place. They seem to be doing pretty well. The pluralist system sings with an upper-class bias. Most of you got that right, but about a third of you didn't get it. Basically, it says that the upper class has most of the money and therefore most of the influence on what happens with interest group liberalism. And I want to tell you that there's a PowerPoint done by myself to look at this week. There are 2 Patterson lectures. They are excellent, and they really give a lot of insight into what is going on and why it happens in the Congress. And it's a true example of a political science lecture. It's excellent. I really think you must look at those. It'll help you quite a bit in understanding the chapter. There's no doubt about it. And now, when you go to that, you may find that the counter at the bottom of the screen, the timer at the bottom with the button, you'll probably have to reset that to 0 because I learned that it does not automatically go to 0 after each person watches the video. Remember that you use the username is jdeal@bucks.edu and the password is pecan with a capital P 6 $sign as before, and that's how you get into those 2 videos. We have a critique. And the National Observer reset their system to make you pay to read the article Divided We Stand, and I wasn't going to stand for that. So what I have in there is a Pew Research system that was done on the polarization in Congress, which is really interesting. And this is your article critique for this week. The Divided We Stand comes from the Pew Research. And I would say for this that you can eliminate the bias area, that you don't have to discuss that, but do the rest of the critique like you normally would. There are connections in the article that you can click on to get some of your connections. And also, of course, you can use the Patterson textbook for that. And I want to make a comment about coming up in a few weeks, you have your final paper. And I'm excited about the final paper because you have a choice of topics and they all have to do with policy. We've been building blocks throughout here to get you to understand more about American government than you did before you came into the class. And now you can apply what you know to a policy area that you find pretty interesting. So I did send out an email. I believe you all received one from me with the prompt for that paper. And just wanted to mention that you can discuss different policies that are contained in Chapter 15, 16, and 17 of Patterson. So you might want to look over those chapters now quickly and start thinking about what kind of policy you want to do. It includes trade and global development, high-stakes testing in schools, which you've all been experiencing, how to handle the homeless situation, and national security issues. So I look forward to those papers, and I'm kind of excited about you guys doing a really good job on that. So basically, that's what I have for this week. And if you have any questions or comments, you can go to this area of the module on for the good of the cause, and for question time here in this module, and see what other people have to say as well. So let me know if you have any problems, anything I need to correct. Thanks to those of you out there who discover technical glitches and alert me to work on those so the course works smoothly. I really appreciate that. I hope everybody has a good week, and go well, everybody.